Today, I'm joined by Sukh Sapra, a habit coach, international DJ, entrepreneur, and family man. Sukh works with people to design routines, master their mindset, and create habits that actually get them the results that they want. In this episode, we'll dive into his story, from losing his identity during lockdown to building a new one through discipline and purpose. We'll even do a live coaching exercise where he helps me create a new habit on the spot. This is one for any man who's ready to take control of his time, energy, and results. Today's episode is brought to you by Miriam Capital, delivering innovative financial solutions for businesses that want to go further. Yeah, so thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome. To start off, DJing, how'd you get into that?
I guess I loved being center of attention when I was a kid. I was dubbed the entertainer in my family. So when we'd have family over, they'd be like, "Oh, Sukh, repeat that scene from that movie or go mimic this person."
And you was happy to jump in the middle and do it?
Yeah, I guess because I had everyone's eyes on me, right? So it's like, oh, this is my little fame. And then DJing was just, I loved how the DJ was always like controlling the room when I attended events and parties. And I wanted to be that. So yeah, that's how I got into it in a very simplified story. But yeah, it's been a long journey.
And then the pivot from DJing to becoming a habit coach.
Yes.
How did that come about?
So I spent a lot of my adolescence and my adulthood building myself up as a DJ. Chasing events, chasing clientele, building the business, and I did that for a very long time, over a decade, whilst also juggling a job and building the business at the same time.
Okay,
I'm going to get to the coaching part, but I feel this is the prerequisite.
Yeah, definitely.
And I enjoyed it, but I was always chasing the next big client, chasing the next big event, the big booking. I guess you could say seeking validation from my work. And internally, I was running on fumes because I was handling all parts of the business myself.
So we're talking about DJing and your job as well?
Yeah, I mean, I did quit my job in 2015 once I got to a point in building my business where I had enough work in my diary to be able to sustain myself and my family. Yeah. But yeah, prior to that, simultaneously, I was doing my job and building the business and DJing. But after that, I was just heavily focused on getting good at my craft, building a clientele, marketing myself, and, building the business in all aspects of it, until COVID hit, just before COVID, actually. So just before COVID hit, I was flat out working probably 18, 19 hours a day, running on fumes, burning the candle at both ends,
Did you enjoy it though?
I did, I very much did, because I feel like it's really hard to put yourself through that much pain if you don't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's why I asked, did you actually enjoy it? Because it's a lot.
The enjoyment part is, you got to also not enjoy it, but have a vision and a goal that you want to get to. You're not always going to enjoy the thing you tell yourself you love. You're not going to enjoy it every day. You're not going to enjoy all aspects of it. But what keeps you going and keeps you attached is that vision for where you're trying to get to. And I think that's every entrepreneur's journey, right?
Yeah.
So just before COVID, I had my business, my kit, our equipment, everything that we use, and my business van and everything stolen. To the point where I'd worked so many years to build my equity up and my assets in the business, etc. And then overnight it was taken away from me.
You had insurance though, right?
I'm going to get to that. So the short answer to your question is no, I didn't have insurance. But at that time, I didn't let it get to me. I'm like, it's cool, I'm undefeatable. You can't bring me down. To you. It didn't get to me. Exactly.
All right, cool.
It didn't get to me.
Yeah.
I just carried on. But I didn't deal with the emotions that were taking place inside. I just felt like I'm untouchable. You can take my equipment, but you can't take my skill.
You accepted it and just said, look, let's go.
Yeah, you can't take my skill. I'll rebuild the same way I've done all these years. I'll just rebuild. And then a few months later, lockdown happened. And then literally first couple of weeks into lockdown, I lost my mum. And then everything is like the walls started caving in. Everything just came crashing down.
Yeah.
So everything that I'd buried started to resurface, like the loss of my equipment, my van. More importantly, the loss of my mum. And then in the middle of that, I'm going through identity crisis. Like, if I'm not a DJ, who am I?
Oh, did that hit you?
It did hit me because suddenly the world was...
But you're a COVID DJ. You did the COVID DJ stuff.
I did a couple of things, but if I'm honest, I did it to kind of, I did it to raise some money for like a charity that we just quickly worked with during that time.
Yeah.
But I did it because I had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And slowing down and, you know, taking stock of my life was too hard.
You got a lot of time to think.
Exactly. So coaching really and truly was born out of me taking a stock of my life, me turning inward, me going on a spiritual journey, because the loss of my mum was too hard for me to bear. So I was desperate to figure out, how do I grieve this? How do I move past this? How do you grieve the loss of a loved one? So, but luckily for me is that I found spirituality, and namely I found this organization called Nanak Naam, which is a charity founded by this gentleman called Satpal Singh.
Okay.
I'm from the Sikh faith, Sikhism. That's the faith that I was born into and what I follow and what I truly believe in. And I found their work, and I was basically seeking, what's religion's take on losing a loved one? What's my religion's take on losing a loved one? And Satpal Singh, through his work, he talks about a concept which is passed down in our spiritual scriptures. It's called hukam, which is divine will, divine order. So the way I took that on was, if I lost my equipment or my van, that was divine will. That equipment had served its purpose in my life, and now it's ready to move on and, you know, serve its purpose for somebody else maybe. And the big one was, if I'd lost my mum there, she transcended this life form. She lived her purpose. She fulfilled what she had it to do in this life form, and now she's transcended it and she's gone forward. So that concept really helped me in grieving and then moving past that.
Gave you peace.
It gave me peace. Understanding that actually, you know what? Everything that happens in life is hukam. Even a leaf on a tree can't move without hukam. And we're just flowing in that river of life. And me trying to say that this should have happened or shouldn't have happened is me basically trying to swim in the opposite direction in which the river flows. It's going to only make my life harder. I might as well flow with the river.
Acceptance. So lockdown, no DJing, well, small DJing.
I became an Amazon delivery driver.
What, in lockdown?
Yeah, I had a van, which I had, you know, bought on finance, on credit, which it was completely against my business ethics to buy anything on credit. But because of the situation I was in, I bought a van and then we went into lockdown. So I was like, what am I going to do with this, you know, 20 grand van that's just sitting outside my house depreciating in value?
Yeah.
Let's use it. So
how long did that last, Amazon?
For a good year.
Everyone said it's a good side hustle anyway, no?
Jeff Bezos like became a billionaire, I think, in lockdown.
Yeah.
I'm probably like wrong there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a billionaire hundreds of times over, right? But yeah, there was a time where I was doing.
And then the shift into coaching.
I did, yeah, because I went on a inward spiritual journey. I wanted to do, because I was always running on fumes, I wanted to do the inner work. I wanted to realign myself. I wanted to work from a place of wholeness. So I dug deep into spiritual work, which I still continue today. I went for therapy.
But did someone guide you into that direction, or you chose to do it yourself?
No, luckily for me, I had like really good friends and people around me. Number one is my wife, my partner. She's a yoga therapist. So just by being in her company,
so you had it within your realm anyway. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, so just by being within her company, I'm like, as a byproduct, I get to be surrounded by these kind of things.
Yeah,
and then also I'm just naturally inclined towards it as well. I have an inclination towards kind of this kind of stuff. So I was plugged in a good environment. But you always have to do the work yourself. The motivation, the discipline, the initiation has to come from yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went through therapy, and then that led into me thinking about, okay, what can I do that's lockdown proof? And then because I did so much inner work, is like, I'm sure other people struggle with this as well. How can I be a vessel to help others? And then that's kind of how coaching was born through that.
Why do you think so many men struggle, like, to keep their health, mindset, and relationships kind of balanced?
I think it's a really good question. I think because most of us, we live in reaction mode as men. We're always thinking about the next client, the next paycheck, building our career, our profession, paying the bills. And then what we do with the little time that we have left over, we fill in our health and relationships in the gaps.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
not
we have to
thing.
flip that. First, take care of your non-negotiables. What are those things that are most important to you? Take care of those, and then everything else will take care of itself, because you're operating from a place of wholeness. You're not going out into the world needing something. You're going out into the world knowing that, you know what? I'm already complete. I actually don't need anything. When I step out of the house today, I don't need for this thing or this client or this sale to happen.
Yeah.
If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great. I'm still okay. And when you operate from that frequency, life's a lot more, how shall I say, fun, smooth, pleasant, calm, peaceful.
Yeah. What was the first habit, that yourself, that you changed for yourself, or that you implemented yourself and said, this is the first thing that I want to make a habit in order to better?
That is owning my morning. I live in a bit of a, I think dichotomy might be the right word to use here, is that I'm a night owl by trade because I work late nights, but I'm also an early riser. So for me, it was important to own my mornings, and how you spend your morning sets the tone for the rest of the day, as we say. Right? So for me, it was, what do I do in my first hour that's going to set me up for success, set me up for having a calm, peaceful, collected day? And the biggest habit that I've cultivated for myself is that.
Perfect. What's the biggest habit mistake that you see men making? And how do you think they can fix it?
Trying to do too much at once. See, habits don't work if you try to conquer the world in one day. Try to overhaul, like, you've been doing this for 10 years, 20, 30 years. How do you think you're going to suddenly change the way your brain is wired in 2 weeks? It's not going to work. So start small. Start with a baby step. If you're trying to, I don't know, if you're trying to lose weight, don't suddenly just take out all the carbs when your whole life you've had roti or rice. Don't suddenly just go keto, because you might do it for 2 weeks, but then you'll burn out and you'll flip back to your automatic mode.
Consistency.
Right? Yeah. So it's, if you're trying to lose weight and you want to try to reduce the amount of food you eat, start by having the same portion on your plate, but then leave 10% aside and don't eat it. Just do that alone. And that, I promise you, within a week or two, you will drop down in weight by doing nothing else.
But what you just encouraged was food wasting.
But listen, worse than food wasting is overfeeding yourself and then feeling crap about it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's worse than food. I grew up in a South Asian household, right? So we were told, do not waste food. Finish everything on your plate.
And that's probably why we eat so much in the first place, isn't it?
Exactly. Because, again, it's also, if you look at, like, human survival and, like, from our, what do they say, hunter-gatherer time, it was like, eat everything you can now because you might not have it tomorrow. So it comes from a survival mechanism that we've kind of developed.
Yeah.
But we don't live in a time of scarcity like that. Food is all around us. It's so
you don't need
abundant.
to eat it all now.
We don't need to eat it all now. I can still eat it tomorrow or later when I'm actually hungry.
How do you align someone's daily schedule with their core values? Like what you said about the mornings.
Yeah. Well, number one is to know your values first. Most of us, we live such a fast-paced lifestyle, or, you know, trying to conquer the world out there, that we don't even know our values. We've never written them down. So how can I operate from a place where I want to take care of my values first? First, know what your values are. Spend some time reflecting and maybe journaling on it. Get to know what's important to you. And that that requires time to slow down. And then once you know that, write it down. And then start from, you know what, if your value is family and relationships, then block out time in your schedule to go do school runs, to make time for family dinners together.
Yeah.
Because show me where you spend your time and I'll show you your values. Show me where you spend your time and I'll show you what's most important to you. But what most of us do these days is we say this is important to me, but yeah, I'm going to spend my time doing something
Because
completely
I've got to
opposite.
focus on work at the moment because I care for them.
Yeah.
And I'm a provider, so I need to work to show my family that I can provide for them and this and that. And there's always some form of excuse.
It's true. But if you sat your children down and you ask them what do they want from you, they just want more time.
Yeah, it's not the material goods.
They're not looking for you to buy the Porsche for them or buy the biggest house.
It's
Or
actually
tell them
time.
I had this very successful event and we closed the biggest client this year. They're not interested in that. They're interested in you probably sitting on the floor with them, doing what they are doing
And giving them
connect
time.
with them.
But with that, the biggest thing that we're always going to use as excuse is for me to have that time, I need to get to the level of whatever it may be that you're searching
Yeah.
for to be able to say, okay, I'm comfortable now.
Yeah.
So I have that. Do you get what I mean?
I do. I exactly know what you mean. But how many people do you know that have set themselves a goal and when they got there, they said, right, this is it. I've achieved it now. Now I can relax.
Never. I've been saying it all my life and I've never done it.
There you go. Because a satisfied need doesn't motivate you. Once you satisfied that need, there's another need now that needs to be met. And that's what's motivating you now.
If someone feels they're not where they should be in life, where should they start?
Start where you are. Focus on your things that you can control and forget what's happening out there in the world. Don't get into comparison mode because comparison is the biggest killer of happiness. If you start comparing what other people are doing out there, you're never going to be satisfied. So
Don't ever see it as a motivation. Say you
It's
compare
good.
something. Yeah.
it's good to look at people who are doing better than you as a source of inspiration and think that, you know what, I aspire to be like them or cultivate the attributes that they have in my life because
Yeah.
I like what they're doing. Inspiration is different to comparison.
Yeah,
If you're comparing because he just bought a Porsche and I haven't, my life sucks.
Yeah, it's dark.
Then you're only going to bring yourself down. So start where you are, start within your circle of control and focus on that. I promise you, anyone who's trying to make a change in their life, if they just took a stock of wherever that area is, be it finances, be it health, be it relationships, and tweaked a few things and did it consistently, their world would change.
This is where we're going to work on a habit for myself.
The fun part.
No, I chose that basic one of food prep. I don't want that one. I don't think that's good enough. You know, get into a habit of food prepping. No, I don't want that one.
Do you food prep at the moment?
No.
Okay. But it's not something you're looking to.
No, I would like
necessarily.
to. I would like to.
Yeah.
But I want to use a better habit. No, actually, no, I'll run with that one, actually. Yeah.
Run with that one, yeah?
Yeah, let's use that one. Making sure that I spend time or make time to focus on... No, let's not even call it food prepping. Eat healthy, because I go gym, right?
Yeah.
But food's the biggest thing when it comes to training. I might be busy and working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I've made time, I've squeezed in time for gym, but now I've got to eat. So you might just eat junk. Or you
Yeah.
try and eat protein.
Yeah.
Try and get that protein.
Get the
I chase
buzzword.
protein. I'm chasing protein. I'm chasing protein. You chase all the protein, but you might not be eating the right kind of meals. How would I create that new habit of making sure that I make food a priority?
Okay. Let's take it one
Yeah.
step back.
Yeah.
Why is it important to you?
Your food balances your health. So you'll be, if I'm eating healthily and training, one, aesthetics for gym, let's be real, great.
Yes.
And you want a healthy body.
Yeah.
And what you feed your body feeds your mind. So
Yes.
it will all
So
work in a good way.
you want to be healthy.
I want to be healthy.
And would you say you're not healthy right now because your diet is not where you want it to be?
I think, yeah, quite so, yeah.
Okay. So because understanding why you want to do something is always very important because that's kind of what's going to, it's like the anchor that
Yeah.
keeps you pulling in its direction. Because once you lose that, then you kind of fall off track.
Yeah, no, it's definitely towards health. Definitely health-based. Definitely wanting to make sure that what I'm feeding my body is good food. Because I'll eat, you'll feel full up.
Yeah.
But you know, you get that sluggish feeling. Like, say
Yeah.
you eat something, I want to talk on just junk food, and you eat it, you're full up for that second, but you just feel bloated. You
Yeah,
feel
yeah, and you
disgusting.
feel
And you feel guilty. That's the key.
Guilty, yeah,
and you
yeah,
feel guilty. And you trained. You burnt 1,000 calories today. You done well.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then you just ate McDonald's or whatever it was, and you're just like, oh.
You know, when I'm faced with situations like that, I try to remind myself of a maxim, and we'll get into maybe do like a little coaching session, if you
Yeah.
will, around how you can do
Yeah.
better food prepping. But a maxim that I try to remind myself is the price of discipline is always less than the pain of regret. And what I mean by that, if I eat this food now, will I regret it? If I am, then that is more costly to me than me just being disciplined in this moment.
Yeah.
The price of
Proper
discipline
battling
is
yourself.
less.
That it's one donut. Is it really going to do that bad?
You already know the answer.
Yeah.
You already
True,
know the
true,
answer.
yeah,
So
it's
now
true, true,
it's
true.
like choose your hard.
Yeah.
Your hard is either living in regret after this donut, or maybe having to work extra hard in the gym the next day, doing a 30. It's probably going to take you a 30 to 40-minute run to burn off that donut,
Which is crazy.
which is
Wow.
crazy. Like, look at the amount of work you have to do to offset that. It's really not worth that kind of work. That's where I look. That's one way I tell myself
Yeah.
that. Is this worth me running 40 minutes on the treadmill? Hell no. I'm
But
not
do
putting
I
my body
deserve a
through that.
sweet treat though?
You do deserve a sweet treat, but sweet treats come in many forms. It doesn't have to be a donut. It could be something that's a lot more pleasant for your gut. Look, if you want to have a donut, go at it. I'm not here to tell
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
what they should eat or
Yeah.
what they shouldn't eat. At the end of the day, it's your will, and if you're willing to do the work around it, absolutely go nuts. But the way I feel like I would tackle this is you're going to eat what's in your kitchen. You're going to eat what's in your house. So
Yes.
if you shop bad, you're going to eat bad.
But you know what I do? I used to shop big, right? So I'll buy loads of fresh food. Like, I was raised in a fresh food home. My mum used to cook fresh meals every day, right?
Amazing.
So I tried to carry that on into my own personal adult life. That's hard work, you know. You think it was easy. It was hard work.
What, shopping fresh?
No, eating fresh every day.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right? So I'll buy everything and then stuff starts going off.
I know that.
And then I'm like, what do you mean? Hold on,
It's
do you know how much,
wasted.
do you know how much money I spent this
Yeah,
week?
yeah.
And then I'm just stuck with that. Do you know what? I'm just going to order something in.
Yeah.
And then I get to the point of, and where I thought I'd be better, I said to myself, do you know what? You're going to go to the shops every day and buy fresh food and cook it.
That's hard as well.
That's harder. You see that journey home?
You're not motivated to cook anymore.
I can't be bothered to pull over in that shop. I've got to buy the goods. I've got to go home. I've got to prep. I've got to cook. You just say, I'm going to order something. That's the battle that I face personally. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't really agree. Not saying it, well, I don't think it's good for you anyway. All the like ready-made meals and stuff. So it's probably worse. I think eating out's worse than a ready-made meal, right?
Eating out is, I would say, is worse because you can't trust the ingredients, what kind of oils they use to cook it. Because if you look at eating clean, then let's get down to the ingredient level. Because it's no good saying I had high protein, but I don't know what that protein was cooked in.
I just had KFC chicken.
There you go.
I hit my
That's probably
protein
like
intake.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And you're just like saturated fats, all of that jargon. You do not want that in your diet. So it's ingredient level. But the biggest thing that you got to kind of cultivate to stay clean is you got to remove decision fatigue. And that means getting boring. And this is the part that most people struggle with is we want everything's fancy because I live an on-demand lifestyle. I can watch what I want when I want. I can order what I want when I want.
Yeah.
And it's having the discipline around saying that what's important to me. If eating clean is important, then remove decision fatigue. Have the same meals. Like pick 5 meals, for example, 6 meals, and repeat them throughout the week. Because your shopping is going to decrease. Your process of cooking them is going to decrease. And you'll have good, healthy meals ready for you to eat when you want to eat them.
Structured.
So if you're cooking, for example, I don't know, if you're cooking a beef steak and some salad with it, or rice or potatoes, you can batch cook it.
Yeah.
And then just reheat it when you're going to eat it. That saves you a lot of time, because if one of the struggles is you don't have time or you're not motivated to cook now because you just come back after a hard day at work, then batch cook.
It's
Cook on
already
a
there.
Sunday and then cook on a Wednesday and then cook on a Friday again. You're cooking 3 times a week, but it's feeding you for the whole week. So you have to get a bit boring if you want to hit the macros.
Yeah.
And then do that 80% or 85, 90% of the time. 10%, let your hair down. Eat what you
Yeah.
want. At least you know that for the most part you're eating good whole food, nutritional food.
Perfect. I'm actually going to try and implement it now. So let me give you some rapid fire questions at the end.
Oof.
One habit you'll never drop.
My morning rituals.
Why?
Because they anchor me and get me to reset and focus on what's important before I tackle my day.
A habit men need to let go of fast.
Overthinking things.
A book or resource that shaped your coaching approach.
The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Your go-to strategy when your routine falls apart. That's a good one.
Slow down.
And that's a perfect way to end.
Thank you.
At GHH, we want to have conversations that help change men's health and men's mental health. If you took value from this conversation, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below, subscribe for more, and always look out for yourself and look out for each other. Today's episode is brought to you by Miriam Capital, delivering innovative financial solutions for businesses that want to go further.